Me? I'd bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
He's never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
People don't think it's too much. They make the rules. Ignorance and pretty in this cold-hard world. What if you don't have an answer to every question?
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Custom Underground Podcast, episode number 11, season 2. I am the real chosen one. That is the Mad Reaper, and we are happy to be here this week to talk about the gift of the gods, pick your poison, and for the first time ever, WrestleMania predictions.
For the first time ever, this is our first WrestleMania, so there'll be there'll be a lot of WrestleManias to go with how well this thing's going on. So we're excited. What big news! I mean, last episode we figured out who's advancing. Kind of tough. Not as controversial as we thought, which is a cool thing because it shows that we.
Did you see that someone actually praised it?
Yeah.
On the page? Yeah. So
So, I mean, we made choices that people could rationally see. It's tough because everyone kicked ass. I mean, everyone killed it. You guys all did great. That being said, we got the results of the Pick Your Poison. So, they've already started. So, you guys don't need to worry about them being on hold. They're starting. That being said, though, there's some very tough customs. And one of the things we always knew was that CAW picks very tough wrestlers. But all of them pick very tough wrestlers, so we'll give a little background, but the way we decided this, we'll just, if you guys are just now tuning in, the way we decided the Gift of the Gods is, we really wanted to eliminate the ability for that person to end up doing their own figure, their own suggestion. The Doctor Strange. And so we thought about how we could do that, and that's straight up giving your opponent their choices. So we made each of them give their opponent 2 choices. That means the NWF gave Biondo 2 choices to choose from, and I believe his 2 choices. Well, we'll bring that up here. And then with the 3-way, the way we handled that was Creature Will would give the choice to Chargrove, and we just went down, yeah. And then Chargrove would give the choice to CAW, and CAW's choice would be given to Creature Will. And so that's the tough dynamic there. A lot of people thought Chargrove was a favorite, and he still very much is in the running for this. So it's tough because the guy he tied with is the one picking gave him the choice. But it really sounded like all of them were on board, super happy with the choices. And that being said, let's get into it so we can.
Someone asked me about that. We had a little questionnaire, a little spontaneous question there last night, and they asked me who's our favorite, and it's like. You have NWF, who's a former champion.
Yeah.
So definitely you have Biondo, who we put in the Hall of Fame. So that should tell you everything you need to know. You have Will, who has so much creativity, it's not even funny being an art teacher.
Actually.
You have Chargrove, who just nails the paints. And then you have CAW, who's a Mexican legend. I mean,
master of many mediums. Yes.
I mean.
And I was talking to.
I told him I couldn't pick one, but
no.
If you have a favorite, go ahead.
I'm the same way. I think when we started, we all kind of were trying to predict like who might be, the Rocket Jabroni is kind of like the standard, just because he was the challenger. The NWF went head to head against Rocket Jabroni, and that was one of the flaws, not the flaws, but Rocket Jabroni had to make Gangrel. And Gangrel is a tough custom to make. It didn't help that I, coincidentally, had already been working on one. Same with Aleister Black. But it's hard to remember, how would have the NWFs that he since made, his Aleister Black, stood up against Rocket Jabroni's Eric Young? And I looked at that Eric Young again when I was packing up the house. You guys see it's pretty clear here. If you guys don't, check that out. It's pretty bare here in my office studio. But I was checking it out as I'm putting it away, and what an amazing customizer, man. Rocket Jabroni is a beast. So, yeah. I know Pat's pulling up the IG conversation. I will too, so we can fill you in. And what we did was we pretty
Actually,
much
what I was pulling up is...
Ooh, yeah, the white one.
Yeah, let's...
And this is such a great fantasy attire, too.
I mean, look at that.
It's
NWF
hard
is
to... Yeah. But, so, the challenging part of this was that, that was the final. And Rocky Jabroni didn't get a say to do Eric Young either. He killed Eric Young. And all of them killed all their... I mean, him and NWF. NWF's Gangrel was badass. I loved that Gangrel. I'm a huge Gangrel fan. So, I was like, epic. I was happy that someone was making Gangrel too. It was just tough. I think it throws a curveball. So, that being said, that's what's going on. And actually, we can say this right here. We were always going to think that the finale might have been that, but we realized the error in what we did last time in having the finale that. So we're having the semifinals, the Pick Your Poison, and we're not going to spoil who, but for the finale they're going to be making the same wrestler. So we're going to see
mirror image
wrestler for the finale, and everyone, and we implore you guys to bring your own style. That being said.
I definitely agree, though, that we're new to this relatively. This is only season 2, and with each season, with each round, with everything, we are constantly learning, improving, becoming better. And I do think it was maybe an error that we saved that one for last time. So yeah. I agree with that.
But at least a place where we can brush up a little bit. I mean, and we're the first to do this, so we're kind of flying off the edge of the seat of our pants. Yeah, but.
That being said, also, if you guys have any feedback, as always, drop it below. Send us on any of our instant messengers or social media, and let us know things that you think we could do better or that you might want to see or people you want to see. We're always looking to improve and be the best we can be. The best there was, the best there is, the best there ever.
So, as I'm looking through our Instagram, we're going through order here, and Chargrove was the first to kind of give CAW the options, and he gave him the option of Ricochet and Will Ospreay, which are two really good wrestlers, and they are on the indies, the NJPW guys, and well, Ricochet is now for WWE, but it was a really good options, and CAW, Ever the Professional, was super excited as well. He's ready to accept the challenge, and he's going to be doing Ricochet, so that's going to be super exciting to see, because I know a lot of people see CAW's Mexican luchadors and like, okay, wow, because it's so brilliant with the mask, it's so detailed, so amazing, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see how CAW does a Ricochet, and it's going to be epic, I think.
I mean, who makes a real mask for a custom action figure? Yeah. Who goes through that detail? And he had the real mask, he had the sombrero, he had the hat. I mean, he just goes all out and does it like you would do if you're only doing one, like we've talked about before. And it's amazing that he can crank them out. And I'm excited to see him step out of that Mexican luchador style a little bit and apply it to Ricochet.
I just thought about... Yeah, no, when you were saying that about a mask, I was like, what would have been really cool too is if, for the Deathstroke mask, for Bubble and Squeak, is if he would have did a skull mask that painted like Deathstroke for Stone Cold Deathstroke. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, he made a real mask. He's just a beast. And Bubble and Squeak's first entry was very reminiscent to see that Rey Mysterio mask that he held in the Phantom gear. That figure is one of my favorite ones too. So we're going to get... No, go ahead.
Does that include any version of Ricochet?
I think it's just,
so he could do Prince Puma.
Probably not. I don't know. I think he has to do Ricochet, but he can't do Puma. Yeah,
that's what I would say. It has to be.
Yeah, Ricochet, but not the wrestler.
Right.
And so Creature Will. Just
clearing that up.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Puma would be sweet to see from CAW too, but I think Ricochet is who was the intended. So CAW, We thought he was going to go pretty tough, and he did. And so he it actually got quite a bit of likes. Creature Will is good. He had the option of doing Black Taurus or El Principe Maya Connect. And I'm going to show you guys how Black Taurus looks, because pretty much the group of esteemed customizers that you guys see in our semifinalists unanimously was like, shit, who wants to do Black Taurus? and they were pretty happy that they weren't Will.
Power to him.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, in my opinion, if he nails this, he's a favorite.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in a
it's
tough wrestler,
a complex figure, and if he can nail it, then wow, look out. I mean, and Will's very capable of doing that, knocking it out of the park. So he's very talented. So
we'll share the screen here so you guys can see it. It is not a pretty sight.
Power to him though, because if he nail this,
I mean,
it's going to be
Black Taurus looks amazing, and within that, if you can get a figure that is that complex, you're gonna have the most complex figure, and that looks awesome. He looks like he's got a sweet costume. Look at that.
Go to the one above there, where like off to the side. Yeah, next one over. Yeah, look at that. That's the picture I pulled up. I mean, that hair, that mask. I mean, wow. Look at that outfit. I mean,
there's my favorite, Masquerita Sangrada. Oh, that's Sangrada. That's the big Sangrada. That is not the midget. Oh yeah, so that's who he's got to do. Wow, it's gonna be tough. And then
but Will's perfectly capable of nailing it. So
yeah, super capable. And then the next person is, what do we have here? My phone doesn't recognize my face. I got the iPhone X. It doesn't recognize my face when I have my mask on. So Will offered up to Chargrove.
What do luchadors do then? How do they open their phones?
Where? Luchadors.
When you're sitting at a show, you can't take off your mask.
They have to use their passcode. Unless it's Mr. America.
Put it together.
Unless it's Hulk Hogan. His facial recognition consists of this. And they're like, you're clear. So, Creature Will offered up El Pantera and Jinsei Shinzaki for Chargrove Shinzaki. Hayabusa's tag team partner with a lot of tattoos, or he was Hakushu in WWF. What a great ideal. But, I want to make him, so I would have been inclined to him. I'm making a Hayabusa, though. But Chargrove chose Pantera. So Pantera is a tough figure as well, and maybe I should just show you guys that, too, because some of these names might not be as more familiar as Ricochet.
Well, that's the beautiful part of it, because the harder name you get, the less reference pictures there are. So
Pantera Dullin, or El Pantera.
I think, yeah. I was going to say, that doesn't look like a wrestler.
Yeah, I was like, no.
There's a movie or something about it, too.
Close, but that doesn't look like the one either. El Pantera. Is it El Pantera?
Wrestler. I think so.
There we go, yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
That looks more like what we're looking for. Wow.
What a legend. Oh, that's Lince Dorado. I knew that. I mean, but I'm saying that he was not a legend yet. He's a great luchador, but El Pantera is Pantera. Let's see. This is a good picture. But yeah, so that's a great figure too. So Chargrove's going to be doing that one, and then who else do we have?
The NWF and Biondo.
Yes, and NWF and Biondo. Biondo got the choices of Evil and Taiji Ishimura, or Ishimori, and he ended up going with Evil. And Evil is another big brute in New Japan. I'm super excited to see. Doesn't have a mask, so it's going to be interesting to see, because some of our guys have masks. Some of them don't. So Biondo's going to do Evil, and then...
And Biondo sort of specializes in masks. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of the things he does has masks, so it'll be interesting. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer, so I'm not worried one little bit, but I'm just saying it will be interesting to see. And I want to say, you kind of hit on this earlier, I'm really happy to see how excited everybody was about their choices. I mean, they were all just kind of, I don't want to say giddy, but they were kind of giddy, and they were happy, and they were like, oh yeah, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be a great challenge. And so I'm just love to see that enthusiasm from all you guys. So thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
for believing in us always and sticking with the madness that we create.
And we were super giddy too because we were like, oh, dude, like who knows who they're gonna pick? And that's where NWF had some good choices too. He had between Tanahashi and Juventud Guerrera. I'm a big Juvi fan, and Tanahashi has been done. Yeah. Tanahashi is a tough wrestler too. He's a legend. So the NWF is doing Tanahashi, right? Or I mean,
Yes,
Beyond, yeah. No,
NWF is doing Tanahashi, yes.
Biondo is doing Tanahashi, right?
No.
No, you're right.
Beyondo's
You're right.
doing
You're
people.
right. Okay. So then, yeah. Let me double
You guys
check.
are all
Here.
written down.
It
I got
closes
your
out.
back. Don't worry about it.
Right. Okay. Biondo's doing Evil. He's doing Tanahashi. Yeah, but he had the choice between Tanahashi and Juvi. So yeah, NWF's doing Tanahashi, which is gonna be sweet. And NWF has a little tip, maybe not. I don't know. Chargov's done a lot of cool Tanahashis, so check out his Wrestling Fix post, and shout out to Chargov. Chargov's a monster, but he's done a really good Tanahashi that I thought was like a spitting image, so good head scan there.
Chargov's done a lot of good figures, just in general.
Chargov's
people,
a beast.
So he's a beast. Those paints, so smooth. I mean,
I mean,
love those
if he was out right now, we'd probably see a Steiner Brothers in contention for the Gift of the Gods, because Chargov is like
cool.
As just like Custom King, like they're Steiner Brothers studs. So that's the Gift of the Gods. Did we cover everyone, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Great matches. Great matchup. So
no, that's not the Gift of the God. That's Pick Your Poison.
Right. Pick Your Poison. Now on to the Gift of the Gods. Is
All
tag
right.
teams. Tag teams. So
and we've seen this already, and it shows a lot of promise. Starvos is doing the Undisputed Era, Bobby and Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with what I've seen. I think
me too.
He's going to be tough competition. I think everyone listed here has an equal shot at doing this because they've all picked amazing figures. They're all amazing talent. So
yeah,
I think.
And Stavros is a friend of the show, and he was gonna. I mean, and he was gonna do Pentagon for his first one, but he physically was not at his office for a lot of the month, or his studio. So, we're excited to see him, and he's doing Elites. So he's gonna be kind of like a lot of the new people don't know what he's done before, and so I'm excited to see that. Let's see.
And I'm happy to announce that Max Moon is going to become home to me in that round. So I'm very excited about that.
He's a great figure.
I really wanted to buy it at the time. It was a basic. I went back and forth, but now I have a custom Underground Nation shelf, and so I needed that for the shelf because it was an awesome figure.
It's an awesome and what a cool idea, and like one that they will probably never make, even though Vince should. I mean, he made the suit, so I'm sure he's got rights to make it. What a great figure though, like Max Moon. Yeah, we're super stoked for that.
Go back and check it out down below on our Instagram page because Starbucks does not have him on his page for some odd, crazy reason. I wish he put it on there. So, moving on.
Who else is in the Gift of the Gods?
Nick Custom Toys.
Oh, Nick.
And he is doing, and I'm very excited about this because this is a tag team I like a lot, TM61. So that's going to be really sweet.
Wow. So can you give me a little background on these guys? I'm not familiar.
TM61?
Yeah.
They are an Australian tag team that came from NXT.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And he stumbled across them just a few months ago, and now he's a really big fan of theirs, so he wanted to make figures of them.
That's cool. That guy's got tattoos, it looks like, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. I'm excited for that one, too. And Nick's such a beast. Nick is one of the best painters, and his techniques are coming at it from a 6 scale. So you're going to see, follow him on Instagram. You're going to see a lot of really detailed 6 scale figures, and then, want to see them.
He was doing some heads, and they were just amazing.
Yeah.
The paint jobs on them.
Cody hit on his profile. It's got a very eerie realism to it. So Nick, we're huge fans of Nick, and that's going to be exciting. Stavros
they
versus
look
Nick
a little
alone.
freaky without eyes.
Yeah.
What's the one with eyes? I was like, that's a little freaky. He's like, yeah. Falcon, a fan of the show and a friend of the show, is doing, and I think this is very good for him. The Golden Lovers.
He's got a great tag team, and that's his strength too. Is I mean, he's a Kenny Omega beast. I mean, he's a New Japan beast. I mean, this is bread and butter, and Angel's gonna really bring it Like, I've seen those figures he's working on. It's insane. I mean,
Well,
the Kennys.
not only that, but he's got the motivation. You know,
Yeah.
he was sad what happened in the first season. He really wanted to come out against Chargrove, and he did, but unfortunately fell short. So I think the motivation is going, and he's just going to burst out and bring it all. I mean, gloves off. That's what I'm talking about.
I'd be interested in hearing how many of the Gift to the Gods entries are like. I had seen the second entries and wish that they would have had that theme, because it's custom by custom. Here is what it is. We can't pick a winner. We have no idea who's going to win this thing. It could be one bad figure or one good figure. I literally just had to throw away some parts.
One good figure against one that just hits it out of the park.
Right.
I mean, that happens where, like,
Son of
last
Havoc
round,
versus Rey Mysterio.
My Damn Toys put out a great figure. I mean, it was an awesome figure, and, Biondo just hit a home run. And, I mean, what do you do? I mean,
yeah.
So, yeah.
And, yeah, that's where you'll see, like, some people on the first run will hit their peak, and then some people will hit their peak later. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that Tony Storm from NWF was an amazing figure. And it's like, came out of nowhere. But if we would have had that right away, it's like, damn, man, this is really great. I mean, so we're going to see custom by custom. MDT, he's not going to be participating in the Gift of the Gods, is he? And, or at least he's not sure yet. And then, who else has been eliminated yet so far?
And then we have Lucho Punk, who is doing Bestia 666.
I can't wait.
And Mecha Wolf.
I can't wait. I like both of those guys' looks. Mecha Wolf and Bestia 666. I want to make both of those figures myself, so I'm stoked.
There you go. High bar now. Well, I'm saying Lucha Punk's going to set a high bar.
It is a high bar.
Figure was really,
it is a high bar.
Great.
I get a commission for Steiners. I have to look up Chargroves. I got one for Tonium coming up. I'm going to look at NWFs. And, I mean, it's a community where you can take cues from and work towards. So, yeah, I'm excited. Lucho Punk.
Unfortunately, ECW, Figure Fed, and Bubble and Squeaks are out at this time. But we have TSM, and this is really brilliantly smart, is doing 2 tag teams, and he's going to pick the best of one.
Ooh.
He's doing OVE and or LAX. So, and he's going to pick whichever one turns out better.
Both Impact guys, too. It's going to be fun.
So if you have that kind of time and you can crank him out like that, like he can, that's a smart strategy, because then you leave your competition guessing, which is even better.
It's a zero-sum game too, because when he doesn't want, he could sell, and that's especially with new and up and coming customizers. If you guys want help selling your customs too, let us know, because we unfortunately, and this is not necessarily wanted, have people messaging our page all the time thinking that somehow we have all the figures for sale. We do not.
That was in our questions, actually. This questionnaire when we're coming down. I have a couple questions for you real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's do that. That was a good idea, I thought.
What was your toughest custom that you made?
Recently, or?
They just said toughest custom.
I think the toughest custom I've ever made was the first time I made... Well, what's proving to be most toughest now is Hayabusa. Hayabusa, I figured out a cool way to do his pants. Unfortunately, it's a very time-intensive one way, and kind of going back to the drawing board. And so, Hayabusa is going to be a tough one. I threw away a lot of parts, and the only reason I'm going to talk about this here is because I've also seen XIV talk about it in his series, and I can speak from first-hand knowledge of what I've seen in a series and dealing with that failure. There's going to be times where we're going to be working on customs and it absolutely shits the bed. And my Hayabusa did that the other day. So I was doing a red, and normally I take apart all of my figures and paint all the joints and then reassemble it. But with like the Enzo pants and the sculpting that's required on the calves, I didn't want to take them apart because it's a lot of epoxy. And it's very...
The corners.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because of the legs though. So like, it's very finicky because you know that epoxy is going to hold up. But I'd rather not push it and test it, you know what I mean? I didn't want to pull the legs. So what you ended up seeing over there was my one in white works still. He looks great. But my ones in red, in an attempt to try to fix him, ended up messing up the legs. So I'm gonna think of a different idea to do it. Yeah, that's my toughest right now. I mean, all of them are tough, but then when you do them a couple times and they become easier, and then your skills become better. So like, what was tough for me
Like the
then,
first time you did the Aleister Black was really tough.
Yeah,
getting all the details
absolutely.
and having to look. But then by the time you've done 2 or 3, then
Yes.
it started repetition.
I would, yeah,
And you
I'd
know
say that.
exactly where they go.
The first time I did Aleister Black was really tough because I think the bar had set really high too with BW, and BW had picked a really great head, so I wanted to do that justice. But you know, I'm also expected to hit a certain kind of style, as people who buy figures from me are expecting a Mad Reaper kind of figure, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. So Alistair was tough because I had to sand down the Heath Slater head. I had to attach the hair, the Bo Dallas hair. But yeah, like really every time I do one for the first time, it's the toughest time. But yeah, that's learning, you know. That's learning, and that's what's fun for me.
And that's a good lesson because
Yeah.
people should keep at it and, you know, do the same thing, repeat, and get better and better and better and improve and, you know,
Yeah.
just in general. Absolutely.
No, absolutely. So that's a good question. What's another
Someone
one?
else asked you, when you were getting back into wrestling, who, and you've talked about this briefly on the show before, but who was kind of your inspirations when you were getting back into customizing?
As a custom, so I'll say from the wrestling point of view, Pentagon Jr. I thought he was badass. From the custom point of view, it was really weird because I hadn't seen a custom that made me want to make customs again because I wasn't collecting. So I hadn't collected since Ruthless Aggression at that point. I'd collected other action figures, but not wrestlers anymore. So as soon as I started looking on the Facebook groups and kind of seeing what people were up to today, and looking on Ringside, because I used to shop at Ringside, like I was thinking it's probably 12 years I was gone, at least over a decade. And so I was like looking at the basics, and then I was like, hey, that's kind of like the Jax figures. And then I ended up seeing the Elite. And then I ended up joining Facebook. And really the one thing that inspired me more than anyone, it's going to sound so corny, there wasn't a customizer right away that inspired me. Way back, the first time was Beatty. Second time, Showstopper. His pictures, the way he'd go about it, the methodicalness, the cleanliness, it was, to me, and his presence. As soon as I started seeing his work, it was really inspiring because I was like, hey, I know what he's using, the Citadels, and it was really inspiring to see someone with that kind of motivation. And
way he thinks.
Yeah,
he just sort of chews on things and thinks about it for a while, and then he comes out with these really intelligent things. And
yeah.
So he's really great.
And so he was a big inspiration. And then when I was like going through hashtags, looking back, I had seen the only other person that had made the Lucha heads that I was gonna go start making was BEW. So BEW, I'd say, was an inspiration too. And they're both like from a different time. I mean, I feel like I'm in a time machine coming forward into this new era. And you have people like
Is it an undisputed era?
Yeah, it is. It's the underground era, and and so
Make
it was
those
fun.
shirts, man.
Those two.
Let's make an underground era shirt.
We should. I actually like that.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, so we're those two.
Those are the two questions that were directly.
Nowadays, though,
to.
I would say like Nick was very inspiring, and I find inspiration from a lot of people. Nick was, and the Chinese Chicken, Charter was very inspiring. Rocket Brony, Biondo, all of our guys, literally all of them.
Jack.
Angel gave me the idea to use CM Punk at first, and I ended up using CM Punk again, even for V2. But that was also then inspired by Joey or Showstopper because I seen the way he did his hair, and I kind of reassessed. I was like, something bugged me, and that's the thing about being an artist. You're super hypercritical, and something bugged me about my first again. And when he did that McGregor, he did a couple of them, but he did one that I thought was very spitting image. And so I talked to him. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. He's like, yeah, I don't mean to make McGregors. I know that's like that's what I use, and he's super chill. And so I did that, and I made a McGregor again. But that initial one was made for, or Ideal was kind of born from Angel. And so Angel's got super ton of ideas. And now you guys will see my Hayabusa.
And if you haven't checked him out, go to his YouTube page.
Yes.
And scroll through it.
Yes.
It's all sorts of tutorials about how to do things when you're looking, and you know, it's just so helpful. I watch them and I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
And
AJ Styles longer hair. Oh yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, and so you looking at him, he's very creative, and now Will with my Hayabusa, with mine, I'm gonna make a couple of them, but with one of mine, my white one, he's gonna have those hands like that, like his Hayabusa pose, and I think he's gonna look sweet. So those hands are super sweet, really crazy how he does them.
Gladly pay Will to poke his own fingers rather than poke mine.
And
hands
I
down.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I got my hands, and I was super impressed. So if you're another customizer,
so I just want to throw that in there.
What?
And Will takes orders.
Yes,
for custom
and
hands
that's what I was going to say.
If
you're another customizer, definitely hit him up. Tell him the Custom Underground sent you, or Mad Reaper, whatever. Like he does great work. You guys, tell
him you want the Mad Reaper price.
Posable hands, posable hands. So it's great. It's going to be the future. And as soon as I seen it, and Pat showed me that, I was like, in my gut, I knew it was going to change the way figures looked. And I don't mean to keep harping on this, but it will, because my Kenny Omega and Hayabusa,
what you did there.
They look so different.
It will.
Yeah, no, but it's going to be sweet. So a lot of people inspire me.
Yeah, someone asked basically who our favorite Instagram people were, and I'm like, ooh, just look at the contest.
look at the contest and all the brackets. Those are our favorites. If you're not entering in our contest, chances are, unless you're a judge, you're probably not one of our favorites. But the exception being BW. I'm a big fan of BW.
BW hasn't joined our contest yet, and
he will.
Definitely
so he's the outlier. Yeah. I would say he's not the one that's in there, but you guys need to check out. And we're always discovering new talent too. There's a lot of customizers we haven't even heard yet. And every once in a while, I'm sure it's like the same thing that happened when I started posting. It's like, who's this guy? And you start seeing the work, and you're like, damn. And that happens, and that's what's fun to me.
Yeah.
As a magician, you guys can see as a magician, I really liked getting fooled. As a customizer, I really like being impressed. So I love it. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, and we spend a lot of time going through Instagram and Facebook and things, looking at different customizers, considering that, for future rounds and things like that, and being inspired by their work. I mean, there's just so much work out there, so many great customizers. We haven't discovered them all yet. We're trying to get as many of them as we can, put them in our contest.
Yeah.
And
I seen one of the questions.
Great things to go with this show too.
Yeah, I seen one of the questions too. That one of the questions too was like, how do we recruit? And that is exactly what you said there. You know, some of them we'll find and we'll send out invitations, and others will apply. And luckily now we're to the point to where we're busy enough and legit enough to where we have people wanting, and you can get money at the end. There is a prize, and Rocket Jabroni got it. And it's not like it's a huge prize, but imagine a day in which the Custom Underground is being crowdfunded, and the prize is going to be a big prize. And we got something in the works that might be towards the end of this year. But it's going to be even another evolution of that, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Like, think art gallery meets pay-per-view. It's going to be fun.
I just want to say again, and I try to say this as many times as I possibly can, especially for Season 1, but it's for Season 2 too. Thank you for believing in us. Season 1, we were just new people coming in and basically going off Mad Reaper's reputation, and
which little I had, yeah.
And people believed in us and saw the potential in this, and we got some home run people in our first season, and we have home run people in our second season, and it's just so amazing that so many people believe in us, and we just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and thank you for the fans who tune in. Some of you are a little bit creepy, like listening to us in the shower, but
I never heard that one.
Yeah,
I listen to us when I work, though. I do like listening.
Contest told me that he listens to us in the shower because it's better than music.
Oh,
so it's a little creepy, but we love our fans. So
I mean, it is better than some music.
Yeah,
I don't know about Motown though. I mean, it ain't better than like some Marvin Gaye or the Temptations, but.
We love our fans are so passionate about us and believe in us and love our show, and all those things.
That's what we should do. Is start sharing some of our customizers playlists. I mean, obviously, you guys want to catch up on all the podcasts first, which, thanks to Nick Manawa, is all up on there. And this is another plug. I think there's 2 times a year where it's really like, you guys got to go check him out. And that's one big profile that I had missed to say. Manawa Figs. What a beast. What a legend. He's been doing it for so long, and he's actually sponsored, so you guys got to go check out his page. Collar and Elbow, which is Al Snow's t-shirt company. It's badass. I have a couple of shirts. All blocked out one. Great fit. Nick is sponsored by them, so go check out his. He's got a special coupon code. It's at Nick Manawa or Manawa Figs. He's got a couple of them, and go check it out. Support our producers. That being said, we got a lot of surprises in store for the future. Even with Chosen One, I'm gonna make more of an attempt to not call you Pat. So even the real Chosen One's got a lot of plans we're putting in place that are going to be for the long haul. So we're really excited, and go check out.
Someone asked that, by the way, how we come up with our ideas, and I just want to again give a shout out to Showstopper, who comes up with a ton of our ideas. My Damn Toys has had some great ideas. Some of them come from Mad Reaper, some of them come from me.
Yeah.
And usually I come up with some random idea, and then they just kind of refine it and make it this beautiful diamond. So they're magic.
Yeah. It's been very collaborative. Yeah. It's been very collaborative, and it's been a great process. So, yeah, that wraps up the Gift of the Gods and our questionnaire. So if you guys have any more questions, I think it would be cool. I've always envisioned myself like being... having enough information and having enough people that want to hear me talk to do another Q&A. But I didn't want to do it in front of a camera by myself again, so maybe we'd have the real Chosen One if he would be gracious enough to interview me down the road, and we'll have a little special, like a 60 minutes. But I'm not unmasking. That being said, WrestleMania weekend. This mask is pretty cool, but this is going to be the one mask I will. I'll do a giveaway. I'm going to do a little WrestleMania giveaway. I got a lot of Pentagon masks, and a lot of them are brand new. But this one, I thought it might be a little different because all my nice ones are up on my shelf, and all the commercial ones are available to access. So, be giving this away. You guys check my page. But we're going to go ahead and do some WrestleMania banters. It's been a long time since we've talked about pro wrestling, and it's been a long time since it's just been the two of us. So, we're going to go ahead and run down some of the card of WrestleMania, and hopefully you guys...
Like we were saying before the show, I think there's a potential for a lot of WrestleMania moments, whether they go forward with them or not. You know, like... I think the prime example is the IC Championship match. They could make Miz the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. They could say we have absolutely nothing to do with Seth and just give it to Seth, which would be a horrible, horrible idea.
Yeah, they just give him the take.
Yeah. Or they could, and this is the best option in my opinion,
same here,
give it to Finn Balor and rejuvenate his career and start to build off that and hopefully build up to a Universal Champion run. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely owed that. And since really he got the chance at the Universal Championship and had to forfeit it, they haven't done much with him. He's had an occasional feud here and there, and and it's too bad because he's super talented and he seems to be staying healthy, which is important. So I hope they do that. But
I hope they do too, and that's where
unfortunately
we're gonna get back to that. Let's talk about the some of the little things first.
Cruiserweight Championship match.
Even smaller. Women's Battle Royal. Who do you think is going to win that one? I'm excited that they're doing this. Personally, at least it's not called the Fabulous Moolah, right?
Yes.
Or did I
Apparently
join two
we've learned
names
all
there?
sorts of things about her that were apparent if you ever listened to her character before, but
the main
she's
point,
a very old woman.
Yeah, exactly. And the main point here is Sasha versus Bayley. I think that those two are going to...
But the Women's Battle Royal now, is that going to be just WWE current wrestlers, or are they going to do it like they did with the Royal Rumble and have surprise entrants? Or
I think you might be right. I think maybe some from NXT, but I don't think any legends. I think they're going to have someone with a little bit more freshness, I think. I think Sasha
girls can still go though. I was impressed with the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah,
Molly Holly and
hell yeah, Lita.
and
All
those.
of them, amazing women. Jacqueline, Ivory, like they could still go hard, and it shows like how Natty is. Like Natty's training all the new 4 horsewomen, and she could retire, but she's just like Ric Flair. And if you're that good, you're going to keep working no matter how old you are. And so like Natty is still in big program because she's one of the best women's wrestlers still. So I think eventually it's going to get to the point to where all the women are as good as like Asuka, Charlotte, all the top ones.
I really think that Natty is the reason that the women evolution occurred.
Yeah.
Because basically, and I think that's why she was buried for a long time, because she could wrestle and no one else really could wrestle. And so she made them all look bad. Not intentionally, but I mean, she
grew up in a wrestling ring.
Talent.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think that really sparked, the evolution. And so I think she deserves a lot of credit for that. But
Me too.
what were you talking about, Sasha Banks versus?
I just think the highlight storyline from this is going to come down to Sasha and Bayley, and I think one of them is going to end up winning it and setting up kind of that feud. I'm excited for it, but I'm not expecting.
It would be kind of cool if Bayley actually eliminated Sasha.
It would be
like she basically did what Sasha's been doing to her all along.
Yeah.
Pretending like they're going to team up, and then
like if Bayley did a heel turn, that would be really cool. But it's like if Sasha did a heel turn, that would be pretty cool too. But it's like you could also have them both do heel turns. Like the thing is like that they're best friends, and that's what makes believing it so tough. But that's what makes working together so fun. And so ultimately, we want to see a badass match between the two of them. I don't know why. Well, WrestleMania is stacked. You might as well keep it if you don't need it. But I'm excited for that rematch just because you guys remember the old NXT one. And so we have that Battle Royal. And then we have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which everyone's been announcing they're going to be a part of. So we got like Woken Matt Hardy. I think he's probably a front runner. And
I hope that this year they actually do something with that. Like it actually leads to some kind of push.
Yeah.
Because winning it and then, what happens? Nothing. I mean, last time something happened was Cesaro, so.
You know who I would like? See, that's the Battle Royal. Battle Royal is going to be like the Royal Rumble, right? Like, or do they all start in the ring? Which one is it where they all start in the ring, they have to be eliminated?
Yeah, they all start in the ring.
Okay, so we don't exactly know who's all going to be the Battle Royal yet, but I kind of feel like Bray's going to be in there. Reborn. Like, I feel like Bray Wyatt, like, this would be a cool chance to have him
repackaged?
Well, first of all, yeah, for sure. He needs to be repackaged. So, I mean, we never had that conversation on the record, but after the whole Ultimate Deletion, it's a perfect chance to repackage Bray because this was reincarnation, right? The Lake of Reincarnation. So, what a perfect time to reincarnate him in the Battle Royal. I don't see Dolph getting it. I don't see Baron. Mojo was there. Goldust, Ty, Breezango. I think Tyler Breeze and Fandango. The Revival.
Just bodies.
I don't see any of them.
Bodies.
Yeah, I don't see any of them winning it. Matt, they will though. Matt's really getting a lot of traction. I mean, he's got a new shirt that's like Mower of Lawns, and it wasn't. And this thing's not necessarily clicking with me, but I appreciate it. Until like I've seen Chris Jericho refer to it as very Adult Swim, and I think that's a proper way to do it. Like Matt is connecting with a younger audience than we all are, and I think the people that are going to eat that up are like Rick and Morty fans that are like what some of us might think as stupid, but it's really kind of just a level that we don't understand yet. So it's going to be cool. I'm excited for Matt. I was really stale. I was there in the Elimination Chamber, and I was so over seeing those two fight. Like I was like, please end this. Like this is bad. Yeah. Stop it.
I just want to do something with Matt. It's kind of like the Finn Balor thing. Matt's here. He's a big name. He's a big draw. Do something with him.
Yeah.
I mean, don't put him in these pointless feuds that aren't going anywhere, that last way too long. And I think some of it is they're waiting till Brother Nero comes back. So,
do you think he comes back this weekend?
I hope so.
That would be cool. I think that's something. That's something that could. So, we'll see. That's my prediction though. One of those three: Bray Wyatt, or Matt, or Jeff.
I hope not Bray, because they'll just bury him again.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think Bray would win, but hopefully he has a chance to kind of have a good showing. And he certainly won't enter a new program.
Repackaged, definitely repackaged.
And so, Cruiserweight. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. Man, they really seem to be pointing towards the fact that they've been building up Cedric Alexander. But I feel like Mustafa is getting a lot of attention, and he's got an amazing finisher. He's a badass wrestler. Still not interested in making a lot of the cruiserweights, but I have a lot of respect, and I think they might pull a fast one on us here. I think this is going to be the first one where it's going to be Mustafa. And
I'd be happy with either, but
I would be
think
too.
it'll be Cedric. I think they'll just go ahead and do that. But
it'll be a good match.
I am happy that they occasionally are throwing cruiserweight figures into the elites.
Same here.
So I really like that. I know they probably have their hands tied, and they can't do it a lot. But I like that they sneak them in there now and then.
And they have the coolest outfits right now. I mean, the cruiserweight division I mean, I'm a huge Lucha fan too. I mean, we both are. So, like, they all have great outfits and are very cool toys. It's just a matter of showing the rest of the world how cool they are.
And I think slowly it's starting to pick up steam.
I think
they're making a fatal error in the fact that they think it's either wrestling or story. I think you have to do a combination and put them both in there.
Right.
So, but they're seemingly just going with wrestling now. That's what Triple H wants to do. So,
but Triple H, since he's been behind the scenes, has really started making that more interesting. Is the word?
It's definitely heated up, and it's not the days of Enzo anymore. So that's something.
It's not the Enzo show. So we got a Raw Tag Team Championship. Here we go, Pat. What do you think? Who do you think Braun's partner is going to be?
I don't know.
It's
such
tough.
An interesting question.
It's tough because I was like,
do you think
2 weeks ago I was like Elias.
Yeah,
what was it?
Could be. Or do you think he'll have one? I mean, maybe he'll pull a fast one and just bring out Pepe.
I think he'll have one.
Do you remember Pepe?
Pepe was the little horse, right? Wasn't he a little horse?
That was horse. Yeah.
I remember from somewhere. I was like, man, I always get confused when Perry Saturn had that mop too, right?
Yeah. It should be interesting who he pulls out though. I think he'll probably go over.
I think, it's tough because I'm excited. I mean, the bar is awesome. I do like watching the bar, and it's like
I like the bar a lot.
They're fun, so cool, and I'm excited for the match. It's it would be cool to see a 2-in-1 handicap match, but I feel like that's like kind of wasting a good shot. I don't think they should, but they should do. I know one of the rumors was Rey Mysterio. And so, like, inside of my head, why I'm stumbling is because I'm, like, thinking, like, is that legit? One of the rumors was Rey Mysterio. So, if it is Rey Mysterio, he has to go on this whole work because he said he's got a hurt shoulder. He didn't wrestle for New Japan. His contract would probably have, with New Japan, the option to go to WWE because he is a WWE guy. He could be, but he would, and everyone would have to be lying so hard to make this such a good work. However, this is professional wrestling, so I kind of hope.
Never say never.
Yeah, it would be cool. I'd be stoked if Ray comes on. I like big man and small man teams, and if Ray comes on, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna be like but who knows?
Very unfortunate about Sheamus. His career is winding down due to neck problems. He's one of my favorites.
Me too. Yeah.
Being of Irish descent, there weren't a lot of wrestlers. I mean, people have Italian wrestlers and all these things to look up to. Basically it was Fit Finlay and then Sheamus. So
yeah,
hopefully he'll be able to continue for a while longer because I really like the bar and I think they're over and I think they'll have some more runs in them. But I think Braun will pick a partner and they will win. That's my prediction.
I'm excited.
I don't know who they'll feud with, but.
Maybe, yeah. So, well...
I like the Good Brothers to do something, too.
That would be cool, too. And so maybe... Well, they should have some trios titles, but... On to trios. New Day is in the SmackDown Tag Team title match with Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers. Oh, man. I'm excited. I mean, this is going to be this could be a sleeper. Usos and New Day tore it up on SummerSlam, right? Amazing.
I'm not a big New Day fan. I like the repackaged Usos.
Yeah.
I think now they're more over than they were previously. I think that was a good idea. Sure. It'll be interesting to see if they actually give it to the Bludgeon Brothers.
What do you think of them?
I don't see the Bludgeon Brothers being pinned. That's for sure.
Yeah. Do you
But I
like the
don't know
Bludgeon
if-
Brothers?
I haven't seen enough of them yet.
I like them
right
as
now
wrestlers.
it's kind of in the teaser phase where so we'll see when they actually.
And it matters how they do build them.
Goldberg stage right now, just squash everybody and
Well, and that's just it. It could be how they build them, and they could have a sweet showing here. I know Luke Harper is super talented, especially for his size. The gimmick is one that they're embracing and they're intimidating. So, like, two big guys is pretty scary. They might be setting it up.
I wasn't sure about that when they first came out. I was like, ooh, I don't know about this gimmick, but seemingly it's going over smooth. So,
and maybe they might. There's so many gimmicks that WWE thinks of that should be like the next big baby face that end up being more over as the heels. I feel like this is something that is supposed to be like heels, but no one really knows what to do with them yet. So like it could be one of those where people like to see them. Maybe they become face. Who knows? There's a lot on the line to see, but we know Usos and New Day are going to carry the match. So not carry the match. Bludgeon Brothers are going to perform.
They're going to bring it.
They're going to bring it. They always perform.
Bring it. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, they're definitely going to bring it.
I want to see New Day version 2 take a run at the titles, and I actually get the titles. Is what I mean. Ooh. So at some point, but that's
it'll be interesting.
Obviously.
So we got that one.
I'm a big fan of
Usos.
America. I'm at America Alpha too.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say New Day. The new. I like
American Alpha 2. American Alpha version 2. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them make a run at the title and get it, and because I think they deserve it.
Yeah, that match between that 4-way at Fastlane was such an awesome match. Like, Tag Division and SmackDown is pretty heated up, and it sucks because for Raw it's pretty much Sheamus and Cesaro. You have the Hardys broken up. You don't really use the Good Brothers. It's like, man, and Dean's hurt, so you can't use anyone from the Shield. I don't know.
I don't understand why they don't use the Good Brothers. They're Japan legends.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you use them and put them on TV and make money off of them? I mean, that's baffling to me.
No, I mean, WWE, if they made shirts of their guys that got names in Japan, how they are now in WWE with Japanese lettering, it would sell like fire. And it's just one of those things where it's weird.
Two former leaders of the Bullet Club,
right?
And Carl Anderson and Finn Balor. I mean, that should be money making. I mean, how do you not make money off that? You have to actually try not to make money, which is what they're doing.
Would you like that?
A conceited effort not to make money.
That post that Shinsuke made today, that would be an awesome shirt. Like, just him and AJ. Like, I don't even need to be sold on that match, but we'll get to that. I
don't think like the old WCW shirts, where they had the verses and they had both faces on there, and things like that. Shirts like that would sell
like pay-per-view. Yeah, like that was cool. Like, I mean, when
especially
wrestling,
for super match like that one.
Yeah, dream match. Yeah, for sure. I mean, what a cool shirt!
Cena versus the Undertaker. Can you imagine a shirt with that on there?
Yeah. Oh man.
Right, who's next on the list?
United States Championship. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. Rusev is in it now, and to me, it's like that's awesome because I'm a huge Rusev fan, so I'm stoked because
happy Rusev Day, everyone.
And I'm a Rusev fan just because like they wanted to bury him, and he's so good that he gets over on himself, and like.
Wasn't a Rusev fan, and then
me neither.
I got in that feud with Enzo, which I thought was kind of brilliant. The things that he did, and then this whole Rusev Day thing came with Aiden English, who I'm a fan of too.
Yeah.
So now I'm a fan, and I hope he takes the title. But seeing that he was added last minute, I'm thinking probably not.
Right, that's a good point. Probably Bobby Roode, I think here.
That would be my favorite.
They're going to give Bobby his moment.
Very big fan of.
Yeah.
Glorious.
It's good. He'll be cool. And people really liked him. And people really liked him and Charlotte together as a tag team. And they were really cool together.
Bobby Roode has an amazing ability to recreate himself. He was, Bobby Roode, and then he was with Beer Money. He recreated himself. And now he's a glorious one. So, I mean, yeah, he's a moneymaker.
And then we have the IC Championship. on Raw. The Miz, Seth, and Finn. I know we already kind of touched on this. I think I agree. Finn should win. I think Seth has been doing great, like phenomenal in the ring, and he's got a lot of titles. I don't know how much it's going to help him with the Intercontinental, whereas Finn...
if they give it to Seth, they're basically saying, we have nothing to do with Seth, and this is the only thing that we can think to do.
Right.
That's basically what they're saying. I mean, so...
And they didn't
Finn, really help him.
Yeah, and I think... and the Miz, I mean, everyone knows where we stand on Miz. I mean, I think Miz is due for like a title run. So it would set up perfectly if Finn won the Intercontinental belt from Miz and then would end up facing him for the Universal and maybe the same match at the Universal. Like, I wouldn't even mind. What they could do is they could do these three here, have Finn win, have Miz go win the title, and then have even Seth beat Miz for the title, and then have Finn and Seth again for the title, or whatever. You can think of so many different ways, but Seth and Finn are guys that you need to stop burying and utilizing.
Well, I think it would be cool is to have basically set up two storylines in one. Have Finn pin Seth, so then Miz can claim that he was never pinned. Do the opposite rematch. That would be a great feud, Finn versus Miz. And then have the feud of who's really the best. Is it Seth or is it Finn? And, set up that storyline down the road. So,
and that's what I mean. They weren't burying Seth. It's just Seth is good. I mean, he's been killing it on Raw. Like, it's going to be great match. I think Finn though. I think Finn will win. I
hope they do that.
I hope
mean,
they
that
do
would be.
Yeah. Is he the demon or not? That's the other question. I hope so.
True.
They better make.
I was actually watching something on that, and he never really expected to keep doing that.
Yeah,
he did it a couple times just to kind of cosplay.
Yeah,
and then it caught on so much that he couldn't not do it. So
he should do it though. People love it. I love it. Like if he would have come, it's his WrestleMania moment. It depends if he's going to want his WrestleMania being in normal wrestling gear, or if he's going to want his WrestleMania
have to be the demon.
He has to be the demon with half his makeup off, holding the belt. Like he's got to be the demon.
Maybe he does a Custom King special. He's half demon, half Finn.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. I mean, that would be sweet. And
by the way, Will and I are doing a Finn Balor Punisher.
Nice.
If anybody ever comes across photos of the back of that outfit, please let us know, because he wants to make it as accurate as possible, and there are literally no pictures of the back of it, just like 2 pictures of the front. So
isn't Showstopper did him too, right?
I don't know.
I think Showstopper did a Punisher Finn for MDT before. But
I'll check it.
If that's the case, I think Showstopper would know. And then we have Raw Women's Championship, Alexa versus Nia. I love how they're building that up. Like Alexa, I mean.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, stop listening.
Just say A from now on. A versus Nia Jax.
The way A is versing Nia Jax, I'm really excited to see Nia get redemption and just be a wrecking ball. I'm excited.
I hope that happens. I can see WWE not doing it.
True.
But I really hope that she finally gets her moment of... She's a victim of booking. Because they made her such a machine and such a wrecker that they can't put her in a lot of matches. They have to team up right away and eliminate her, and then she doesn't get to be in the matches a lot. So,
and they protected her that way. And it's not a good thing.
She could be the Osaka of Raw, basically. Or she just goes on a wrecking crew,
Just goes on a tear through the entire division. And Nia's fun to watch. She's a beast. And who wouldn't want it to be, like, I mean, they're definitely friends, too, in real life. Best friends in real life. Yeah. So, like, they're going to show up. And if there's one person Alexa, I think, would love giving a WrestleMania moment to, it's her best friend. Like, it's going to be a sweet match. And these two are going to do some crazy shit. And I expect Alexa to take some crazy high spots knowing that her best friend's going to catch her. So, I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for that, but also at the same time, I hope somewhere down the road they actually do something with Mickie James.
Me too.
Because she's back, and at some point, I hope she recaptures the title. So
Yeah. I hope she does too.
Right
but
now,
I mean,
she's just kind of there.
if she's sitting there in the background just being weird,
I don't know if that's because of her music schedule, where she has to have some, room there, or if it's just because they don't have plans for her right now. I don't know, but I really hope they do a run with her because I think that would be great down the road too. But right now, I hope Nia Jax gets her WrestleMania moment, just like I hope Finn gets his. I think it could be for both their careers. So.
I'm excited for that one. Charlotte versus Asuka is next. I'm super stoked for this match, actually. Like, a year ago, I was, like, talking about, like, it's upsetting that Charlotte isn't as good as her dad. Or, like, I wasn't as impressed with when I first started watching Charlotte. I can confidently say now that is a complete 360. She's a great performer. I think she's a great champion, and I can't wait to see the Queen versus the Streak.
She's sort of grown into her skin.
Yes. It's like she was like growing up. She didn't want to be Nature Boy's daughter, but then she like wanted to be kind of like Nature Boy, and then now she's Charlotte, who is Nature Boy's daughter, and just herself. It feels normal.
She's embraced a character now,
Yeah.
Where I think she was kind of uncomfortable in NXT and things. She, a lot of pressure on her probably is what it was. So.
And the robe makes a huge difference. Like her walking out in a robe was like. Why not at first? But then it makes sense for have it mean something because
I really want to say something to Mattel really quickly. The last Charlotte figure they came out with, her head actually looks different than everyone else's head, and that's a big plus. I'm excited about that because a lot of the female heads all look the same, and that's really disappointing. So they did a really good job with that, and I was really impressed when I got it in hand. So
it's a nice figure too. I like that figure just for the sake of.
And it's tattoo accurate, so that's...
Yeah, and that's what, like, we're not always going to troll Mattel. Like, that is definitely a nice figure. Like, it's one that's executed very well, for sure. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That's going to be insane.
We know who's going to win. Probably setting up something with Shane, too. So I'm just excited because they can literally... I think it was Chris Jericho said that they could go in there, read the contents of a bottle of water, and the whole fans just want to say, yes, yes, yes. And that's probably how it's going to be. So it's going to be epic. Enough said.
I look for Daniel Bryan to take some kind of insane bump. Yeah. And Shane probably too. So they're both probably taking the same bump. Because Daniel Bryan's going to prove that he's actually back. So he'll do something insane, I think. And then Shane's just kind of crazy to begin with.
Shane will too, yeah. Shane's insane too.
So, but I really look forward to the storyline. At first, I wasn't a big fan of their pairing because Kevin Owens just kind of goes from person to person. But they've really grown on me, and I think that they've proven that they can be a main eventer. So that's
and you can tell like when you feel like they are friends, and like him and Sammy are like real life friends. That like it helps because
hit the road together. And, travel together, and
because I kind of felt the same way about Kevin
see each
too.
Other more than to see their families.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Kevin because I think Kevin's got such a main event personality.
The same way about me.
He's got a main event personality, and it's tough seeing him take and you think that he's loyal. But the way they've kind of been doing it, where it's like he'll turn on Sammy if he has to, is cool because it's like that's kind of how we all think of Kevin, anyways. So
it's coming. He'll actually do it.
So. We know who's going to win. Totally.
Well, it can only be.
It can only be Daniel Bryan, and Shane's going to go up.
Jobs back, so
yeah, and Shane's going to show up. This whole thing with his injuries, Shane's going to show up, and even if he's working through an injury, like Shane's amazing, so it's going to be awesome. I like Shane.
He's working through an injury that could all be storyline too. So
then his sister goes on after him with her and Triple H versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey.
This is another one that can only end one way, but it's going to end an amazing way. So,
if this does not end in Ronda breaking Rousey's arm, aka armbar, like it's
breaking Stephanie's arm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Breaking Stephanie's arm. I don't know how else they could do it. They'd have to. They'd have to.
No,
try
but she
to
definitely needs to win. I mean, she's going to have a legendary career, and this is the beginning of it. So she definitely needs to win. I think breaking the arm would be perfect. I mean, we see it all the time with Pentagon. You just break it, and then, you come out.
You could have Stephanie in a cast for the next 6 months, you can have Ronda get better, and eventually face Asuka at WrestleMania.
And I would imagine, like, the rumors are that Triple H and Kurt Angle will carry the majority of the match. So
yeah, they will. I mean,
yeah.
you could see that because Steph was even and Steph knows how to wrestle.
Have Ronda Rousey's husband, boyfriend, whatever it is.
Yeah,
be the second. Brown. But then they thought that's a lot of inexperience in the ring at one time, so that's why they went with Kurt
in the
Angle,
future,
which I
it'd be
think
cool
is
if they
smart.
can. But yeah, they definitely need Kurt and Triple H, and they did set it up well for Survivor Series. So I'm excited, and they're playing the heels up well. I mean, Triple H and Steph play great heels, like they're great heels. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
They're that's what you need to say.
Yeah. And then 2 left: AJ, Shinsuke. We know what to expect here. It's going to be amazing. I think AJ's going to get his WrestleMania moment. I think he retains it. But man, what a moment for either of those guys. Like,
that kind of buries Shinsuke though, because he's like come to the party a lot, but never actually gotten there.
That's true. He's had a lot of title shots, but
that would really bury him. But it's possible. I mean, I'd rather have AJ as champion because AJ can speak English.
I think what will happen is AJ gets his WrestleMania moment. I think he as the best in-ring performer he deserves to have, and not necessarily my opinion, but he's damn good. You know, he deserves to have the championship moment at WrestleMania. That being said, AJ can work with anyone, and he can really work well with Shinsuke. So I think Shinsuke is going to. I think as far as I agree with what you say, he's had so many opportunities. You almost want to see him actually have a good opportunity. But I hope that they kill it so much so to where Shinsuke, in the eyes of the writers and executives, leaves no doubt. Like, hey, this is who you guys need to have him wrestle, and this is the potential, and they're gonna. I think Shinsuke. This is gonna be Shinsuke's real coming out party. I think.
Yeah, I think it should be a battle for the ages. Leave everything there.
But AJ
be completely exhausted at the end, and we know AJ can bring it. He can go, as long as he needs to. So, yeah, and I like AJ. He's certainly earned his opportunity. He was great in TNA. He's great here. So.
It's going to be a fun match.
He's like Bobby Roode. He just makes money.
Yeah. And that being said, final, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Wow. 365 days in the making. We know Roman's going to win, we hope, right? I mean, Paul Heyman's talking like it's
They did that prediction before, though, where they said Brock's going to UFC, and he's gonna lose, and then they lied.
Right.
I just pray that they're not doing that this time, because having a champion who's never on TV, it just doesn't work. I mean, no wonder that the Intercontinental title is as prestigious as it is, because, I mean, the Universal Champion's never on TV. It's hardly ever mentioned. Yeah. It's just embarrassing and bad for business. So I don't like I don't like Roman Reigns that much, but he's better than Brock Lesnar to have as champion, because he'll actually be on TV. So.
And I think
his yard. So
I can't tell if it's because my wife likes to play as Roman when we're playing WWE, but Roman's starting to grow on me, and I'm still not like a Roman fan per se, but I am a fan of him as the person. I think, like, to me,
his moment with Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw really made me grow toward him a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and his whole thing was Cena was awesome because, like, Cena is really good on promos. That being said, we forgot to cover that. But the big thing is like, okay, WWE is really teasing them, but since they held out to the last week, like, we're this April 4th here, we're recording this. I think it's going to be the American Badass Undertaker. We know Undertaker's going to show up. We feel like, right? I mean, I think. They've been teasing that long. It would
really be horrible if you were calling him out every week, and then he no-shows WrestleMania. I think that would be horrible, bad for business. People would riot in the streets.
Yeah, it'd be the ultimate troll.
I think he has to show up. The fact that he hasn't shown up leaves his gimmick in question. and I think it will probably end up being the American Badass gimmick then.
Yeah.
I think that's why he hasn't been on TV, so.
And it was cool because, like, I wish they would have had him appear 2 weeks ago. I think that's how, I mean, I would have liked to see it done. But then I was watching this last week, I was like, either it's going to be, like, Cena respected him, and Undertaker was going to show up the week before WrestleMania and say, okay, I'll do this. Or Cena was going to diss him, and we're not seeing any Undertaker until WrestleMania. And I thought that, as much as I didn't like that, I thought it was the right decision, because that means when he comes out at WrestleMania, it's going to be a whole different feeling, because we didn't see him on TV. And so for everyone inside there...
Especially if he does a different gimmick.
Yeah, especially if because you don't know who he's going to be, and it's going to be fun. WWE did that right. I mean, I think it was dumb. It was dumb that they had Cena come out and just beg for the Undertaker because he was in retirement. Like, don't confuse it. I'm not saying that was smart, but
done.
Yeah, but if they're going to pull the trigger on Undertaker, the way they're going to have him show up will be cool. Even though I don't like the American Badass, I'm super stoked that I get to see Taker. So.
I don't dislike the American Badass. I thought it was a nice change up, a reinvention of himself, but I just like Undertaker that much more.
Here.
So.
Same here, yeah.
Well,
Even though the American Badass...
motorcycle, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the American Badass is more like...
Was it in a Harley that he came out on?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
So you gotta love that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
And Kid Rock's there, so, I mean, he probably will just say, who knows? I mean, it's going to be sweet. Regardless, as soon as they show Kid Rock, Out of Time, or John Cena, even though I'm not saying I like Kid Rock's theme for Undertaker, when it's going to start happening. You're going to be glued, you're going to be stoked, and it's just going to be epic. So I hope they have a good match. I mean, decent match at least. I think Cena can still go. Undertaker... definitely nearing the end of his career, but I think he's going to win. I think Cena's going to put him over if they do, because he needs to. They need to. I mean, Undertaker needs to win at this point.
Losses. I mean, that would be horrible.
And what I would like to see is Cena put Undertaker over. Undertaker rides off into the sunset. This is Undertaker's last show, and then next WrestleMania, Cena can do the same. Someone else could do the same for Cena. I think that's how.
I think Cena is at a point in his career where he's kind of screwed, because if he wins another title, he'll be the most hated man in the whole entire WWE. I shouldn't even say WWE. He'll be the most hated man in wrestling, period. So, he can't win another title, and yet it's hard to remain relevant if you're not going for that title. What are you doing? So he has all these smaller feuds,
Right.
So I do think it's probably time for him to hang up the sneakers, because he doesn't have boots, sneakers, and
hang up this one of many
pairs
and be
done with it. And that's for the best. I believe he's starting a family now, so.
And he'll be a super successful actor. I think he's even funnier of an actor than Rock is. So Cena's going to be a big name. I mean,
I'm not so sure about his movie, but.
No, I mean, he's not a better actor per se, but Cena is funny. I'm wanting to see that new movie that he. What is it?
That new movie. I'm not so sure it's going to do so well, but
I think it might not do very well. But I hope Cena's hilarious, because he's a good actor. I mean, not a great actor, but like for WWE, Cena can cut a promo, and even if I don't agree with the content of his promos, Cena can speak, and that was what was cool. I mean, like all of those guys
with his post rules.
Yeah, so
96 pages just to move in or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, but that's our WrestleMania 34.
Does he remain on Total Divas? Or no, what is the new show? What's with the bells?
Total Bellas. Yeah.
Total Bells. Yeah. Does he remain on Total Bells, you think?
Yeah. Right. I think Cena, if he doesn't become a guy that is always going to be wrestling for the WWE, like Undertaker, he's going to become the guy that's like Stone Cold, and he's going to retire, but he's going to be even bigger in retirement because he's going to have that legendary status behind him that pushes him to being even better than he was in the ring. And
hey, I just thought of something really cool. What if Shane or Daniel Bryan turned on each other, and Daniel Bryan quit being the SmackDown general manager and returned to ring action?
I think you're right. I think they will.
I think that could very well happen.
And if you're Shane, why wouldn't you want a storyline with who's going to probably get the loudest pop at WrestleMania? Like,
Yeah.
I would. You know what I mean?
Bryan versus Shane McMahon, that would be insane. So
Even if I was the Suns owner, I would be like, okay, so I want to fight AJ Styles and I want to fight Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Granted. Yeah, and it's going to be sweet. I think it's going to be cool. And I think you're right. He will turn, I think. They'll turn on each other. But there we go. WrestleMania 34, you guys. Let us know what you guys think. We are interested in hearing. Super stoked. We wanted to keep this podcast a little shorter today. It was awesome.
they failed.
Still an hour 15. Yeah, we failed. We did fail. But still a lot
We
of
say
fun.
every week that we're going to shorten this to about an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. But we just have so much great stuff to say, and we like to talk. So
It was fun,
we
though.
hope that you guys enjoy it.
It was a blast. So to all our listeners, hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania, whether you're attending or watching. It's going to be a big event, and man, I'm excited. And I'm going to be seeing Pentagon this weekend. I'm going to go see him tomorrow, actually, for WrestleCon. So he is coming back to the Pentagon Jr. gimmick. He's wrestling as both. He's like wrestling as Penta L0M, but for Lucha Underground, he might be back on good terms with AAA. And so he is going to be doing the Lucha Underground versus Impact as Pentagon Jr. When I first seen it as a fan, I thought it was a typo. And then he posted about it and saying, or Master Republic, one of my Lucha pages posted it. And it was like, sometimes you need to go back to your roots. And Pentagon L0 Miedo will be returning as Pentagon Jr. for this one night. So I'm like, I'm stoked because...
Yeah, but I hope on Lucha Underground he remains Pentagon Dark.
He will,
He's just such a great character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Pentagon Dark is cooler now. Like Pentagon Dark's the middle ground between both of those gimmicks. And man, I'm gonna get a mask. So if you guys want me to get you guys something, let me know. But,
tell us who you might want us to have on next week. We're thinking someone from the Gift of the Gods. So if you have a preference, tell us.
Let
who
us
that
know.
is. Maybe 2 guests. We like to run and gun.
Yeah,
like that.
let us know. We have 4-way. We could have a conversation. If you guys want to see, what would be fun is if we could have, if our customizers want, who can do the craziest promo, and we'll have a modifier for it or something. But I don't know. You guys, hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be a great week. It's crazy. I still need a pack. Any last words, Chosen One?
Blacker.
Chosen One, actually, Jeff Jarrett. He's going to be inducted too, so I'm stoked. It's going to be, yeah.
That's where I got the whole gimmick from. It was really funny, briefly. And I used to work for Disney, and some people at Disney only know me as the Chosen One. They never knew my real name.
Wow.
So it was an over gimmick. People just called me that. It was like Chosen One, and yeah. So
you didn't call him
my friend
Slapnuts,
Andre
though.
used to constantly call me that. So everyone else just started calling me that. So
Chosen One. You didn't call him Slapnuts, though, right?
I told everybody Slapnuts, especially guests. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
That way, Slapnuts.
this is a good note to end on. I am the real Chosen One. That is Mad Reaper. Have a great week. Tune in to
See you guys.
WrestleMania, and we will be back next week.
Next week.
As always.
All right.
Custom Underground.